Hey y'all, it's your girl Sia, and I'm back with another video. Y'all, so I'm on my way to go pick up my daughter from her dad's, which is, I guess, fun. It is raining outside, but I'm kind of hoping there's no traffic, so this should be pretty quick. I wanted to check in with you guys, post breakup and kind of just, document how I feel. Um, Really? That's stupid. Document how I feel throughout this process. Um, I walked away. So I want to be clear. It's not the same as if like the man was to break up with me kind of out of the blue. I still have feelings in the sense that it hurts. It sucks. Why is this car? I don't understand why it's following me. Like you're fucking weird. And I know I'm not the only car on the road, but this car has been following me and it's just weird. Um, but I feel like I'm hurt because I'm disappointed because I didn't get the relationship that I wanted, or that I thought I would have. And it's kind of crazy because when the common sense is kind of talking to me, it's like, well, what relationship did you think you were actually going to have, right? Considering all the red flags, considering a lot of the things that I just kind of overlooked for the sake of, hey, this person, I felt like this person had reached a level of redemption, definitely, took control over their life and changed their life around. But as I can see, the mentality is still very much the same. Okay. Which sucks because you do expect, people to be a little bit more mature than I think sometimes they let on. And it's that part I will say is kind of disappointing. It's actually kind of hard to deal with. Is that a police officer? Oh, it was. It's kind of hard to deal with in the sense that, hey, this is the person I quote unquote chose, and I'm thinking this is really gonna go somewhere, right? However, I will say, oops, wrong way. Fuck, I always do that. I almost ran into a median. I always, I how can I say this? For a person who's walked away, I've only walked away from two relationships where I've got up and said, you know what, I can't do this anymore. So it is kind of hard in the sense like I'm trying to get me back still. That's gonna take a while. It usually takes about, 3 weeks to a month to even really start feeling like your best self. And so it's been what, a week and a half. Not getting my keys back was like an ultimate for me, kind of like, I don't know, that sealed the deal in the sense that I had already thought that this person was a certain type of person. It was like their intent to make me feel that that's who they were. And so I don't have a positive outlook on this person. I can say that, yeah, there were times that were positive, but for the most part, this person has left a very negative taste in my mouth. Okay. That I don't think can never really go away. And what I mean by that is I do forgive. I forgive for the sake of myself, not really for that other person, right? I don't care what other people are going through. I don't care, what they have meant to me. My biggest thing is I don't want to carry a level of disdain for a person for the sake of myself. So I've already kind of, when I say forgiven, not forgiven to where this person can come back, but I've forgiven myself to some degree, and I've forgiven them because they're only as good as who they shown me that they were, right? I should have known a little bit better, which I did, but I should have, I guess, when times called for me to leave, sometimes I feel like I should have left, but I also recognize why I stayed. And again, I wasn't going to allow myself to fall because I was dealing with someone that was willing to let me fall type shit, right? So I guess that's kind of the choice that I made. Um, so overall, I'm not depressed, sad. I'm just disappointed it didn't work out, right? To be expected, I guess. Um, I don't feel like I have myself back yet, right? I don't feel like myself. One of the things that I've kind of made a goal for myself is I actually want to. I stopped smoking, you guys. I stopped smoking like a while ago, like a few months ago, and this weekend was the first weekend because I was so upset. I went and got me a blunt, right, and smoked it. However, I don't feel that's going to be like an everyday thing, like how it was, prior to meeting this person. But I needed something more than just alcohol, I felt, to take the edge off. Another goal that I have for myself is I actually want to, I want to stop drinking. I don't know why I allowed this person, like I was drinking a little bit before then, but I feel like my drinking has gotten it more intense as a result of being with this person. And then because it's kind of all I know, like I don't have marijuana to fall back on because that's not really my thing anymore. I find myself drinking more and more, right? So I think that's kind of my goal for the rest of this year is to really, after today, put an end to the drinking. I want to see myself shed a lot of the weight that I gained as a result of being in this relationship. I definitely want to see myself lose weight in certain areas, certain places. So the goal is to, if anything else, getting to walking daily, every day, something that's going to help to trigger levels of weight loss. One of the issues that I had with my keys is I bought these pills that really do work, that I've seen work for myself, and I figure that if I drop the drinking, eat a little less, because I've been eating a lot more now that I'm out the relationship. Actually, I was eating more in the relationship, but I think part of how I'm dealing with the relationship is by way of eating more, which is not healthy. So I don't want to see myself gain an unhealthy amount of weight. And so I'm doing everything in my power to, I guess my goal is starting, fresh first thing tomorrow is get back to my regular eating habits. These are the goals that I've kind of set for myself. I don't feel like, I feel like I just want to do what it takes to get back to me. Once I do that, obviously, you guys, I want to reinvest in my testing and my schooling, my education, because I have goals that I'm striving to accomplish, but I feel like this year kind of like took that away from me a little bit. So, my next goals really are, the biggest thing is, remaining, I want to be completely sober all the time. Like I'm sober during the day at work, stuff like that. But I just don't want to have to feel like I need alcohol to really get me by so I'm not having to deal with my emotions type shit, right? So that's really my biggest goal. Um, like I said, I feel like I was more hurt in the relationship than what I feel now. Right now, I just feel kind of numb. I was pretty upset about my mailbox key. I'm actually still pretty upset about it. But I've learned a long time ago that you can't change people. And so I'm not grappling with the idea of why is this person doing this to me, and do I deserve this? Like those kinds of questions don't even come to my mind because I know that this person has shown me who they are, and so it's my job to believe that they are who they are. I don't take it personally, I don't believe that I did something for them to act this way. I genuinely believe that's who they were all along. And so for me, it's a little different in the sense that it's like, hey, you made a poor choice, in dating this person. But at the same time, I'm not going to beat myself up for who the person chose to show up as, right? I'm just not going to do that, especially when I know I didn't deserve it. So I think that the next couple days, I'm actually going to go get me some melatonin and some ashwagandha because that helps to calm my nerves, put me to sleep. Whatever I can do to ensure that when I get home, I can fall asleep easy. Obviously, I've got to care for my kid, tend to my kid. That's the easy part. The hardest part is really just getting used to my life outside of the relationship, especially since I've been in it for quite some time, right? Um, it's a good thing that the last couple weeks I've already been at my house, kind of doing my own thing. But I've been doing it with conversations with this individual in the relationship, right? And so now it's about me getting me back, doing the things that I want to do, doing things that are going to lift me up, that are going to empower me to be the best version of myself that I can be. I know that I still have a chance to, if I want it, right? I'm not in a space of where I hate all men. Um, but I'm not no fool either, and I'm not just gonna rush into something that may or may not be for me. I'm not desperate to be in a relationship to try to change the dynamics and stuff. So I don't see me really settling for anything less than what I deserve. Should I choose to be in a relationship moving forward. I think this time for me, I've been here before. This time for me is really about taking care of me, reinvesting in myself, putting myself first, and really doing what it takes to level up, to get to the next step, and to be good for me and my daughter. So that's really been my focus. Like I said, at post breakup is pretty hard because you still are dealing with emotions, and I'm not trying to act like I don't have them. But again, when a woman has really thought about breaking up with a man, my heartbreak has already been had. Like the times where you would see me break down and cry, that's already been done. Like, so I'm just in a space now where it's like I'm genuinely ready to move on, you know? Um, and I think that's part of the reason why he refuses to give me back my key is because he knows that that's all that's left of this relationship is my damn keys. Um, but what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna call the post office and let them know the situation. I don't have any loyalty in this situation. There is no more loyalty that exists for me. I feel like when a man does things, he is fully aware that he's doing things, and so therefore any consequences that may come from that is kind of on him. I am gonna call the post office, see what the next steps are. I'm going to tell them what happened to some extent. I'm not going to go into full detail, but the fact that, hey, I know where my keys are and this person is refusing to give me back my key. Now, whether this becomes a federal offense, because it's a mailbox, that is a federal crime to hold on to somebody's keys, by the way, is on him. I'm not going to, I don't have time to play games. I hate to see the relationship in this position, but this is where he left it. So I need my keys. Bottom fucking line. I own my home. I should have the right to get my keys to my mailbox. I'm not here to cover for nobody. I have no allegiance to anybody. And if the game that we're playing is petty, grimy, um, regardless of, you know, how it may impact somebody, then I don't feel like I owe this person anything, right? I'm not saying that a criminal charge can come of it, but ain't no telling, because I'm definitely about to tell them someone refuses to give me back my keys. And essentially that is stealing. It is what it is. So that's where I'm at with everything. I'm not going to keep begging for my keys. I thought that would be the most simplest way to get my key, but like I said, I've never dealt with a relationship where the man just would not give me my stuff back. So this is really new. I think that's the most irritating part about it. But like I told you guys, I took back my control. I understand this is about control. So I can either keep giving this person what they want by begging and calling and pleading for my key, or I can just go to the authorities that may be and retrieve a key, right? The best way. I mean, hopefully they'll be able to rekey it or something. I don't know how that money. It's unfortunate because I do have a kid, and you would think that a person who claims they cared about me would not put me in a position to have to spend unnecessary money. But obviously, that's not how men operate today. And so, whatever, I'll suck it up and make the payment on it. And even the fact that I would have to pay for it is a way of trying to make me hurt, make me suffer. But I refuse to allow this person to see my tears, allow this person to get any sort of reaction out of me that they do not deserve. So that's where I'm at, y'all. I mean, I'm going on week 2, the breakup. When I get to work, not much because work kind of takes over my brain, impact me. So I'm excited to see where I'm at next year. Kind of experience, but just know I'm all right. Like I don't feel myself. I don't feel my best just yet, but that time is coming. So with that being said, y'all, I want to wish y'all a great evening. I'm out. Peace.